What's up guys, this is ScherBR talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be talking about another banner that just got announced by the Taiwanese community. We don't have this information inside the game yet, but we have a maintenance happening during today's reset, so I do believe they will be released as soon as the maintenance is over. But since we already have all the information, we can already check and talk about this style, since I will not be capable of doing a full review before they are available. Now let's go to the Reddit page once again. Thank you so much Hands43 for doing this amazing job. He translated and also added a comparison to the JP counterparts of the styles. The first one is Goddess, and well, she does have some okay endurance and very good will. They buffed her agility and intelligence because she has some offensive design, but also support. In her first passive, she gets a 15% intelligence buff and 1 BP on start of a turn, and they changed the second to become Great Block Tension. That's much better. She decreases damage by 25% and has 30% damage increase. Aligned with fired up to 7, we have 70% damage increase and a buff to intelligence before attacking. That would be very nice, right? If she had the right skills to do damage. The first one is a C Power 1 BP skill with Sun and Heat damage. That's okay for 1 BP, but well, you don't have nuke damage here. The second one, also C-Power, this time for full AoE. The problem here is the cost. You already have some C-Power attacks that have 5 BP cost or 6 BP cost. That means that she can at least use this twice in a row, but that won't change. It's not strong enough to farm events. And then the third spell, it's a 9 BP, 1 LP cost. Very, very good. That just has fast. That means it will always go first. And grants a shadow immunity to the party for 3 turns, alongside an HP regen on the end of a turn for also 3 turns. Well, we had a similar shield with the true version of Alnus in the past, and he negated heat damage. That is very nice. Okay, there was some fights like against Apollo that were just super easy because of Alnus shield. But here we're talking about shadow. Many bosses have shadow damage, and well, it's something that happens even if the attack has another attribute like Shadow and Heat, Shadow and Lightning. You will negate all damage from these attacks. So it can be pretty overpowered. It can solve some fights with ease. But this style of her is a little strange. Has some offensive setup, but in the end, well, she will be using this skill most of the time. It's the only thing that really matters. But you can import this skill into her second version, the one that is a little more tanky and has an AoE attack that applies guard up and morale down, but you won't have enough BP to cycle between those two things. Right, but the other one can heal if you need, so you have a little more utility in the character. I have to say that if boss fights are not balanced around using this spell in the future, so you can kind of skip this without worrying too much, but it just makes some stuff easier for the future. Next character is Monika, Bow. This is the second bow style of her, and she has 84% for endurance and will. That's good enough to not take that much damage. Her dexterity was buffed a little. She does have some good agility and even some love, because she's also a healer now. They buffed her to become something very nice. Well, for first, we have a 15% increase to the party for people that are equipped with bows. That means on Remembrance, everyone is equipped with bows, and that will help everyone. She is made for Remembrance. Well, she has a 25% damage reduction that helps, and on the start of a turn, she grants herself Heat Up, boosting 10% damage a max of 5 times, for a max of 50% damage increase. That's a very good passive for members. Then, attack damage increases by another 15%, and when landing weak attacks, she recovers her BP by 2. On Remembrance, this works all the time because the enemies will always be weak to what you are attacking. So, 5 BP per turn on Remembrance, but in other content it will depend on the enemy weakness. Skill number 1 is E-Power and 0 BP cost. I thought it was Pierce and Sun, but here it says only Pierce, and buffs her own dexterity by 25%, and that is very nice because when she's not using strong attacks, she's just buffing to do more damage later. She also has a C-Power, full AoE attack, has 5 BP cost. That's exactly what I was saying about Goddess, why she has 7 BP cost instead of 5. And this even buffs all surviving allies dexterity as well, even has added utility. So very nice, can use it 3 times in a row in any content. It's not enough to solo farm, but she can be paired up with someone else. And the third skill is a 13 BP cost 4S bow attack that deals only pierce damage, so you need to hit the weaknesses of the enemy to get this 2 BP. It's fast, and before she attacks, she buffs her own dexterity by 25% on max level to increase her damage output even further. And now, on global, she will also recover HP of all surviving allies by small effect. Her love is not bad, that means that she will be healing for 1000. Yes. Well, the past bow version of Monika has column attack that hits for double S power, and she buffs dexterity, charisma, and heals as well. But it's very small heal. This is like 5 times stronger. She can use like 2 times the other one instead of this. So you have 2 very small heals against 1 small heal. Well, you'll be healing more than double with this one. I have to say that I'm pretty confident with the past version of Monika that was released on Kids Banner, and I believe she still works for a while. But this is an improvement overall for members. In it being fast, you can time out exactly when you want to heal when someone is unprotected. It does not revive like always, but it's a nice thing. It's like Steel Blade Phoenix, but a little pricier. She will not replace Polka, she will not replace any of the big healers we have in the game, but for members, she's now the best heal support for bows. Then we have Orlouge. Well, Orlouge has 90% agility now because he's a debuffer. He wants to go first. I guess they made him pretty slow to counterbalance what he has to offer. That's pretty nice, but more into that later. First, we have a heal on the end of a turn of small effect. That will be close to 1000. And he gets 3p if he did not take damage. Remember this because he has something that works with this passive. The second one, damage increases by 20%. And on the start of a turn, he has 37% chance to trigger damage boost. And also buff all of his status. And also get into evasion chance. 3 different chances to trigger this effect separately. And all of them can happen or not. And also fired up 7 for a total of 60% damage increase. And a chance to increase that even further by attack boost and buff all of his status. Well, when he buffs all his status, he will have higher chance of inflicting ailments, but his intelligence is good enough for current standards. The first skill is full AoE shadow damage for free, 0 BP cost, amazing. The second one is an 8 BP fast attack with double S power that grants himself damage block. The good thing, fast means that he will go before the enemy attacks. Damage block for 1 time, if he does not take damage in that turn, he's going to recover 3 BP in the end. It will depend. Well, if you are on Remembrance and the enemy does not attack as much often, well, he can just be on full HP and not take hits. And recovering 3 BP, that means you got 6 BP in that turn, you only spend 2 by doing damage and blocking. But if the enemy attacks multiple times or there are many enemies in the field, like Wuhan for example, it just doesn't really matter much. The third spell is a full AoE, 10 BP cost, 8 power, shadow attack, that when it lands, it has a small chance to inflict poison, sleep, confusion, paralyze, and charm. All at the same time, but there is a priority order. Well, it will check the enemy weakness, and some of these ailments have a priority, like you cannot inflict paralyze and confusion on the same time, so it will choose one of those, and it's just very nice because you can just inflict most stuff with one spell. You would not need many other characters. Also, the second version of Orlouge has a passive that decreases agility and will, so you can even inherit this one to use with that other version. But the thing is, it's been a while since I last used ailments in this game. In tower events, it's usually useful, but most of the time it's just one thing that you use on Remembrance and then you forget about it. So it's nice, but when you really use this type of skill, I don't know. So they also buffed this from C power to 8 power, so even being strong attack, it still carries lots of effects. So a very nice change for global. But I have to say that I don't think this banner offers too much to most people. Well, the Shadow Immunity Shield is amazing, because, like I said, many bosses will use shadow attacks. And this Monika is an improvement over the past version of Monika that uses bows. But if you have that one, you may already be set, unless you see that you're having difficulty. And this version of Orlouge adds even more to the past version by adding many different ailments in a single attack. But how many times will you actually use this? I don't know. So I have to say that I'm not too excited about this banner, even though it does have some utility. I would not recommend newcomers to pull here. Focus on the other banners. I think even Katarina banner will add more for most people accounts. But the other rerun banners still offers more to people that miss it out on many meta styles. I believe it's better to wait for more banners to be announced and to decide which ones are better for you. Well, with all that said, this is my opinion. What is yours? Please say here in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and if you want to support the channel, there are links in the description. Hope to see you soon in the next. Bye.